Everyone, welcome to the Double Down review. No, it's welcome everyone to the old school review. No, welcome everyone to the long haul review. No, welcome everyone to the last straw review. No, it's Ugly Truth. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Ugly Truth. Yeah, Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Ugly Truth is the fifth book in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. In this book, Greg and Rowley have recently had a fight, and Greg has to try to find new friends until he starts to not find new friends. Right off the gate, we have more of Greg thinking that he'll be a famous person. It happens like every book, seriously. And he thinks once he gets famous, he'll just forget all about childhood and about Rowley, and thinks he'll be calling him Rupert or Roger. How would you forget your best friend's name? And he thinks Rowley will literally be writing books about him. Greg, come on, you are so selfish. Rowley has moved on to a new friend, though. He starts hanging out with this guy called Brian, who actually works for a company called Cool Brian. This guy's job is just to play with middle school kids. And also, Greg thinks that he is Rowley's role model. Really, Greg? Yeah, you're the best role model ever. Oh, whoa, puberty, because that's another thing this book is about. Yeah, look what happens to that body. No wonder Rowley passes out. But seriously, Rowley apparently is afraid of catching puberty. Whatever that means. This really does enforce the theory that Rowley's just a kid in a middle school body. He definitely is a kid in a middle school body. It isn't even a theory anymore. In class one day, the teacher said that anyone can offer you a cigarette, even your best friend. And Rowley didn't walk on the same side of the street with Greg anymore for a whole month. I don't remember him mentioning that story in these books. But it's not like Greg doesn't act like a child either. He tries to audition for this Preachy Breeze thing, but the only other people there are kindergartners. And of course, Greg has to mess up the audition, like they would hire him anyway. Next up on things that make Greg unhappy is Uncle Gary's 4th wedding. Yeah, Uncle Gary, he got married 4 times before. One of those wives didn't even know what Uncle Gary worked as until the wedding. One of them thought he was rich. Yeah, that was disappointing. Yeah, I personally think Uncle Gary should be single. After the wedding, the family's all gonna gather at Gammy's house. All the way up here. Apparently Gammy's gonna be giving Greg the talk this year. And if that's anything to do with puberty, Greg should run. Okay, I do not want to hear that from a 95-year-old woman. Okay, so this annoys me. Once Greg wanted to go up to Rowley's house, but he didn't want to pass by Fregley's house, so Roderick told him to go underneath it through the potholes. When Greg got home, he got really smelly, and then his mom left like a book on his bed. It's what the heck happened to my body? Yeah, I would not like to have read that. And then his mom goes and talks about Greg's puberty on her newspaper column, which is really, really hypocritical, because earlier in the book, Mom told Greg to take down some photos because of privacy. Really? Hopefully she won't be as annoying on the next page. Oh yeah, there we go. She's complaining about people's lousy aim. Okay, it's probably one of my favorite parts about the book. The mom's gonna go back to her college classes, I guess, and she's gonna leave all the men at home, and Greg's not happy about that because he always needs his mom to do everything for him. Hijinks ensue. Number 1, Manny tries to stir the iced tea with his bare hands. Number 2, they forgot to take off the plastic off the meat. Number 3, because they can't cook anything, they decide to go out for dinner, and Roderick spits scum and lands into Dad's hair, and then he chases Roderick and he trips and breaks his ankle. Number 4, Roderick says he's going to heat up his food, then he pretends to and it doesn't, and then Greg eats it and it's actually really cold, so he ends up spitting it out and he's traumatized forever. Number 5, the dad isn't really good at doing homework with Greg because he's so used to his mom making everything so easy for him. That's what you get when you have to do homework with your parents. I mean, I just go upstairs and just do it by myself, and that means I don't even do half the homework, and I end up getting in trouble because I don't hand in the homework half the time, and sometimes I don't even request to do the homework and stuff, so it's actually okay. Anyway, oh my god, it's October already? Things are happening so fast! So Greg tells a story of when he was in charge of watering this lady's plants, and then he lost the key and he looked for everywhere. It was actually in the door, and then when she came back, Greg had to explain why he was slacking off and not watering those plants. Yeah, his dad has a pretty good memory of that one, and he wants Greg to be more responsible. His dad wakes him up every morning, and for some reason he thinks that's going to be how it's going to go for the rest of his life. Really, Greg, come on, grow up. He wants Greg to get an alarm clock, but the alarm clock just blends in with his dreams. And even when he plays music, it still comes into his dream. Ooh, maybe this alarm clock will work! No, Greg puts the alarm clock underneath his bed so he can actually get up to turn it off. And then he thinks it's a ticking bomb and it's gonna blow up and stuff. For some reason, doesn't actually move it back up to the desk when he realizes that. So he doesn't get any sleep, so then he's really tired the next day at school and he turns on the fire alarm. So then someone started a rumour that if you touch the fire alarm, you get some bacteria on your hand. And the teachers were just waiting to see who would go and wash the thing off. So then no one went to the bathroom. That means everyone's bladder was full and then everyone couldn't concentrate in class. And so then school ended early and the dad has to pick up Greg early. What's up next? Oh my gosh, tender hugs! So Greg has a big crush on his dentist, who is a girl, presumably in her mid-20s. That's a bit weird. But Dad, the evil genius, switches Greg's dentist to Dr. Salva's Arkagan's oral surgery. There's no escaping this one, Greg. Why would anyone like this? These posters are so creepy. Greg Heffley, I've been expecting you. I'm sure Greg can't mess this thing up. Okay, never mind. But Dr. Kagan gets revenge on Greg with ruining his social life with headgear. Nurse Powell gives eggs to everyone so they can learn how to take care of a baby. And all I can say is I feel bad for the janitor. Rowley's a weirdo. And Greg is a horrible person. Oh my god, he got some eggs at a party at the Snellis house and then he put them into the plant and then the Snellis sniffed the smell and they're like, ugh. So they tried to see if it was coming from the walls, then it wasn't. Then they started to move out and they brought the plant with them. And even he said still feeling a bit guilty, but then he said, oh, I think I'm gonna sniff eggs into Fredley's house. Oh, also, Greg's a terrible dad. I like how Nurse Powell just dumps the eggs afterwards. Okay, next page. Grandpa shows up. Why? The parents decide to go and leave Grandpa in charge. Yeah, it's gonna go great. Roger leaves because he hates Grandpa and just leaves Greg, Grandpa, and Manny until Manny goes to bed at 4:30. Suspiciously, Grandpa makes Greg go to bed at 7:30. That is really, really early. And he reads Greg bedtime stories. What the frick? Because Greg goes to bed so early, he wakes up early and he sees this book on the table called Taking Care of Gregory and Roderick, A to Z. This is about for when Greg and Raleigh were kids, and it's all these alphabetical order thing, how to take care of them and stuff. Greg abuses this book, however, and makes up his own stuff. Grandpa, how do you think these teenagers actually go to bed at 7:30? Come on. Hey, what's up next? Ooh, they're getting a maid. The mom makes the whole family clean the house, which actually just defeats the purpose of getting a maid, if you think about it. That basically means the maid has nothing to do all day. The mom acts really happy to come home and see the house clean, even though she's the one who cleaned it. And when Greg tries to get the maid to do his laundry, they just end up sending notes back and forth. Because Greg is sick of no one doing his laundry, he decides to go into the lock-in. But Rowley's there, oh no! And the teachers are actually locking them in, there's no way, how is this legal? And surprise, surprise, everyone's on their devices. This book was published 10 years ago, imagine how bad that would be now. But the teachers are boring, so they take up all the devices. So they play a game where you make up names for yourself like they do in frickin' Horrid Henry. The chaperones are annoying, so they don't allow any sugary foods, but people still sneak them in. But this frickin' dude over here tells on them like frickin' Tattletale. Next up, they play a game where they have to take a picture of some place on their body, and then the other people have to guess what it is, and they have to take a picture of this guy's elbow, but this is pretty obvious. I think this is gonna be the worst one. Never mind. So everyone in Greg's group thinks they have this one in the bag, but the chaperones think that the elbow is a butt, so they make a run for it. But this guy rats them out again! They eventually figure out that it is this guy's elbow and not the guy's butt. After that whole shtick, everyone goes to bed because they're tired like me. But people fart because I don't know, they're boys. So they have to try to go behind the curtain, but that doesn't go very well. But then the air conditioning stops working, everyone freezes to death except the chaperone who's just there in a freaking coat and scarf. But freaking Albert Sand doesn't make it any better because he says that people can dig their way out with spoons. Why are you even trying? They all snuggle together to conserve body heat. Greg, how do you think this is going to end well? Everyone's parents show up though because they try to wing their child, but the chaperones won't let them answer their phones. So the only two people that don't have phones are left, Greg and Rowley. Yeah, this is gonna be awkward. Greg tries to recover after the lock-in, and getting sick doesn't really help. He sleeps in all day, and when he gets up, he looks out the window and there's loads of cars there. What the frick? The maid, Isabella, that's her name, I forgot to mention her name earlier. She invites over loads of women over. Like, what? This is in your house. Anyway, what's up next? Oh my god, Ron, you caught puberty! But for some reason, he says he's becoming a man and he's not scared of it anymore. Okay, that's weird. And of course, Greg is jealous. And his parents don't really make things much better. Rowley tries to flirt with some girls, but Greg shuts that down before it even starts. Turns out Rowley's big ugly zit actually works out in his favour because he gets invited to a party. So there's this theory that Greg dies in the long haul after a third year of middle school, and that's why he doesn't go on to high school in old school, basically. But these guys, they're throwing this party, Jordan Jury, who throws the party. He is in the year above Greg and Rowley, even though Greg and Rowley are supposed to be in their third year of middle school by now. And what's the party gonna be like? What is going on? Greg and Rowley accept the invitation, but mainly because Greg wants to make out with some girls. But the party's on the same day as Uncle Gary's wedding. I knew that wedding was going to come into the plot at the end of the book. I'm smart. Greg says that Riley shouldn't go because they need to stick together or something, even though they're not even friends anymore. And Riley says that Greg is selfish, which is completely true, okay? Now, come on, Greg! But the family get delayed on the way to the wedding because they have to pick up Greg's tuxedo. And because Greg is going to get a tuxedo, he thinks he's going to be going the groomsman, and he wants that. And of course, has to have to do something with a girl, you know, because it's Greg Heffley. We meet Greg's uncle Lawrence, who apparently looks exactly like Greg when he was younger. So is this what Greg is going to look like when he's older than Uncle Lawrence? I mean, it's pretty weird. Like, that doesn't really look like Greg. Close call, Greg. Oh yeah, and it turns out he's not one of the groomsmen. He's one of the assistant flower boys, and Roderick is there to catch the perfect moment. Nothing's better at a wedding than telling a story that completely ruins someone's marriage. This guy tells a story about when Uncle Gary and his now wife Sonja were at a football match, and there's like an airplane, and then like it was holding back like a ribbon, and it said like marry me Sonja, and apparently it was for a different Sonja, but this Sonja was thinking that Uncle Gary wanted to marry her, but not actually, and then yeah, it was all a big mistake. Now it's time for the talk! Tammy talks about how Greg shouldn't grow up that fast and that he just enjoy being a kid. That's all. Oh, that's a bit underwhelming. Like, seriously, that's all you give me? I've been sweating my freaking body out. Like, I've been so scared this whole read. Just for that, I was fearing my life. I thought Greg was gonna die. But seeing Dad, Uncle Joe, and Uncle Gary as teenagers really cheers me up. And Greg was actually lucky for not going to the party. Turns out he used kids like Rowley and Shrog as servants. But it doesn't make me happy. I wish Greg did go to the party so we'd have to suffer. I guess Greg is just an Uncle Gary person. Oh yeah, and Greg resumes his relationship with friendship with Rowley. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Look at this picture. Ugly truth. It wasn't the best Wimpy Kid book, but it was definitely a good ride. So there's a message in here. You don't have to grow up very fast. There might be a lot of changes in your life and stuff, and you might want to grow up fast, but stay a child as long as you can. Bye guys! Yeah, bye guys! Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button like I'm gonna do this thing!